they've been watching Alara, who is equipped for relative comfort in the wilderness.
Yeah, these two little men are not remotely.
They didn't even give us a chance to go shopping before we came out here. It was basically out the casino door right into the... Was that a crime lord den? It looked like a crime lord den.
Astus, here inside this tent, and there is Julian in dialogue with Tolan. Tolan seems to be talking to Julian, setting up some equipment. Warwick is there with a lamp lit, but hooded. It seems to be kind of going through, rifling through a backpack.
His backpack?
Unknown.
Oh, a backpack.
A backpack. Tolan's taken some kind of tripod made of metal, sort of circular ring at the top. It seems to be putting something underneath it, and he's coming up with some metal bowls, some kind of some weird bottle made of glass. This is all feeling very familiar, Astus.
Yeah. Astus will clear his throat to announce himself.
Oh,
may I come in?
Yes. I was just speaking to Julian, wasn't it, on our assignment from Lord Darrow. It would appear that Lucio's brother clearly has a fondness for Lucio. I doubt he would have made such efforts otherwise.
Astus nods. He says, yes, his brother's certainly in a tight spot.
Well, it's not the only one either, it would seem. Tell me, we haven't had a chance to talk very much. This settlement that we're going to, I hope it's not going to be like the one we just left.
Astus shakes his head. There's many more civilians. It's not much, but it's something.
Yes.
I just connected it with our road this past week.
What facilities does it have?
Virtually nothing aside from maybe a palisade and some shacks. What's more important are the people.
I thought it was an actual settlement. Is it just much like the fort that we've left, but with more people?
Yes.
Oh well. Quark rolls his eyes, goes back to the back.
There's more skilled people there. Another alchemist.
Well, I'm not really an alchemist. I dabble. I wouldn't say more than that. But I was keen to have a look at this stuff. It is interesting. He pours some of this moonshine into a small bowl and puts it on top of a circular ring at the top of the tripod. And you notice that, I'm not quite sure how, but he seems to have started a very small source of fire underneath.
Somewhere off in the distance, Melina knows the new alchemist has arrived in the land. She's not failed to kill him. My
means are limited here, but I do have some of my possessions that I brought with me. A lot of it I had to leave at Crydorn, of course, but I wasn't prepared to leave all of it there.
Is that a place?
Crydorn, yes. It is, it's probably the greatest port city in the whole of Ayabaria.
Ah.
It's run by my father.
So you came from that direction?
Yes. Quark, my friend here, and I managed to make it over the hills of Nomen. I'm still not sure exactly how we managed it, but we did. We had come to try and speak to the Sword Lords about some form of trading arrangement. Instead, they were more interested in Quark and I helping this Lord Lucio, who certainly seems to be in a bit of a fix. You know he's poisoned, yes?
Yes. I tried to stop the poison, but...
I've done what I can, but I probably know enough to keep him going for a bit, although this journey won't help, as we discussed. But really, we need to find a healer, maybe a druid or someone of that nature. I don't know if you know anyone, whether there's any of that ilk in this settlement we're going to.
Astus taps his lips. Well, there is Balkan. He is an herbalist of some potency.
Yes, I've heard of them. There are a few of those, I think, to the north of our city. I meant to speak with them, but Father was never very happy with me wandering from Kydorn. Now it seems wandering is all I do.
Astus kind of nods, like he knows that sort of situation.
You can see a vapor
Wandering.
burning off of the liquid. The liquid's getting thicker and darker, and that vapor that's burning off starting to fill the tent, and you're feeling quite a bit like headed actually.
What are you doing with this? The emotions?
Oh, it's a bit yes. Perhaps we might want to spread the tent flap wide. Could you? I think we'd better leave. Let some of this out.
Right.
I'm trying to separate whatever's being put together here. There is clearly a lot of alcohol in it, but there's some other things as well. It's the other things I was interested in.
I see. Has to still step out then.
I noticed the halflings took an interest in it. They would be welcome to assist me if either of them had any, well, as long as they were sensible.
Well, they're by the fire, so you can ask them yourself.
If you're going out that way, perhaps you might ask. I don't want to particularly leave this alone, as did.
All right. Astus heads over, waving goodbye to Tolan.
Korik kind of nods in your direction as well.
At this point, Styx is kind of like cradling Ricky and is saying, it's okay. When we get back to town, I'll buy you a nice big meal. And we're going to stay at the nicest inn we can find.
Looking down on the halflings, Astus, they remind you of kind of two soaking wet, shaved rats.
You're interested in that bottled stuff, right?
Styx looks up at you and kind of like tilts his head back to where he can see you. Yeah, it's pretty good. Have you tried any?
No.
You seem like you could take it. It's pretty good stuff.
So I've heard. If you wanted to see what went into it, though, I think Tolan's in there trying to pick it apart with his fires and alembics and whatnot.
I'm not really the alchemy guy. That's really more Ricky kind of deal. Ricky
just kind of leans over to see if he can catch the other one's face.
Like they all like identical twins, but like one of them just like looks nice and calm, and the other one has like big puffy red eyes. It's not all down the front of them. Ricky looks meekly over, nods a little bit, stands up, and walks over in that direction. Hey, what are you doing?
It looks like I thought you might be interested. I decided I'd take the time to have a look at this strange alcohol in those crates.
Are you trying to make more of this stuff, or? It's really good.
I guess to make any more of it, I need to understand what it is, but we seem to have plenty, to be fair. I'm not sure I'd recommend drinking too much of this stuff until I was sure what it did. As I said, it looks like it's been made professionally. I don't mean as in just moonshine. Someone's been busy. I'm sorry, I'm not sure I know your name. Either of you, for that matter.
Oh, I'm Ricky. And I'm Styx.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet both of you. My name is Tolan Evias, son of Kofar Buran Evias of Quidor. And this is my good friend. This is Korik Jartang, my able friend and companion. Alara, you probably would have had an opportunity to speak to Astus privately had you wanted it. That opportunity?
No.
Okay.
I'm just trying to cook something that's not going to be terrible.
Astus thinks this is a pretty good tent, or overhang, or whatever's been set up. Yeah, Sandoran, how you holding up?
I feel okay, Astus. What are we doing now?
Astus just lets out a really long sigh. We're gonna head back to the fort. Gotta make sure everybody knows we're not dead. I'm gonna have to tell my soldiers what happened.
Did we find the money box?
No, I think. I found some money, but I don't think we found the money box.
Oh.
I think that my commanding officer, Sergeant Kramer, may be a traitor, and he just tried to kill all of us.
what just happened back at the fort was to do with... I thought it was the Barovian.
Estes nods, but he says, the soldiers turned on each other. Estes thinks to the events again. Let's talk it out. We arrived, and we went into the tent. We arrived, and all the soldiers were around, I saw. It was just Iron Wings, wasn't it? I mean, he tries to remember if he saw any unfamiliar faces.
There were some men with the emblem of the Iron Wings that you didn't recognise. I mean, it's quite a big mercenary company, so it doesn't...
Yeah, Estes doesn't know everybody.
You know, it's quite usual for mercenary companies to have a degree of churn, so they will always be looking to handpick recruits in local regions, as and when.
Estes says, we were infiltrated, perhaps. I remember seeing unfamiliar faces, and this was Kramer's command, the one he left me in charge of when he went off with Molina. This is the first time me seeing them, and I recognized some of them, and not others. And then we met Korik and Talon. After I sorted things out with the men, I went into the tent, and we talked with Lucio. It was clear that he was a fugitive because I found that wanted poster. And then all hell broke loose. You remember the entire tent went pitch black, and then we had to cut our way out. The shadows had tendrils, and we left the tent from the sides.
It reminds me of the Nile marches and some of the things we faced.
We saw the soldiers fighting each other, and something had destroyed all the wagons and blown some of the horses apart. I remember we got attacked by the shadowy figures, and you got hit in the leg with a dagger, and I had to drag Lucio out because the tendrils got him, so I lagged behind, and you were alone for a while. The soldiers fighting each other behind us towards the gate. I believe they were all wearing Iron Wing symbols. Estes tries to remember if he saw the ones he recognized clashing with the ones he didn't. And then there were the demons, but I'm pretty sure Mordred, I think that's his name, he fessed up to that, and they helped us, so non-issue. Estes sort of strokes his chin. Someone made it easy for them to infiltrate, possibly. I think it's odd that the soldiers' pay vanished into thin air, while Kramer also decided to leave at that point, and left me in charge of twice the command that should be given for a young corporal.
But wasn't that to do with Molina?
Yeah.
The Iron Wings work for her father, is it?
Yes. Mr. Von Witt. I think it was Gonzo. The evidence is circumstantial at best.
Beyond me, I would like to get back, and perhaps we could go to the other settlement. I'd quite like to see my sister, Thelia.
He nods. Yeah, he says, I think it would be good to pay Yasin a visit, see how he's getting along. It's not going swimmingly over here.
Mother said that before we left, said that the dwarves had been helping Yasin, and they built a watchtower on those strangely tall hills.
Estes nods. Yep, I guess that makes sense. I think we need some help.
She said that Yasin was a young but very able man, and she had great confidence in him.
Those legs certainly work well enough. Estes kind of smirks.
Apparently he's a noble.
Yes, he told us about that, but it's not supposed to be common knowledge.
Oh, okay. I'll remember that then. I'm feeling a bit tired again, Estes. I think I might take the chance to get some rest if we're going to be traveling again tomorrow.
Take it easy. Don't want to aggravate that leg wound.
I will.
Estes will make sure Lucio's still breathing, and then he'll head out.
Ricky and Tolan will be working into the night on their experiments.
I think Estes will go up to the elven lady and the centaur lady. Well, I guess Alara's tending the fire, so he'll try and get centaur lady's attention. He doesn't know her name. He'll wave, see if he can get her attention that way. Excuse me?
Yes?
He just kind of stands there quiet for a second, lips pursed, like he's trying to think of something to say. I don't think we were introduced.
I am Sino, companion to the Lady Alara.
I'm Hastus.
Greetings.
We're headed towards my... He does air quotes around my command. It's a fort, and there's not much to it, really.
Yes?
There's a plain surrounding it, and a little bit of forest. Are you very fast?
I can travel at speed when needed.
If we're going to hole up here with Lucio, I don't know if you have any connection to the Darrow brothers, but it might be useful if we could have someone exploring our surroundings. Not all of us are probably as fast as you, so you'd probably be able to go overland much more quickly than any of us. I don't know if you'd be
Perhaps.
interested in charting the area.
That is much more Alara's skill than mine.
He nods. So, what brought our paths together?
Fate, as it were. We had trouble getting into Restov. The gentleman aided us. Trouble with guards. And he has employed us loosely to aid in a endeavor, as I believe he called it.
A trading post?
Yes.
Astus nods. That would be the place I have stewardship over, and which we're heading to right now.
He has given us a promise, a share of the profits, as it were.
Currently, it's still being set up.
Though his first concern, as it were, was for his brother. The trading post seemed to be an afterthought for him.
Astus nods. He has many irons in the fire, I'd imagine, being treasurer of Rostov.
Yes, yes. I have not been told. What did his brother do?
I think he's a scapegoat. Somebody fucked up, and they're blaming him, because that's what people do. That's what governments do around here. When something goes wrong, they blame somebody. Make something to point out that says, it's the fault of that. I don't know how much of a role he actually had.
That is a pitiable state for him to be in.
Indeed. I'm sure he would have been dead long before now if his brother wasn't the treasurer.
Does his brother have no pull with the king?
I think he used it to get this far. As I understand the situation, something very bad happened. Something to do with spies and intrigue between Brevoy and Rostov.
That is surely to be avoided.
I figure Mario will be grateful if we can keep Lucio from being assassinated. His life is still in danger. One of those cloaked figures managed to get him with a knife.
Ah,
Something not very good.